So ultimately what we are, so we're a men's mental health group. We can support any man who's basically struggling, as simple as that. Whatever their needs are, whether, they're feeling a bit anxious or slightly depressed through circumstances, especially at certain times that we're living in, or it can be as much as they're at a crisis point where they're suicidal and they simply don't want to be around anymore. So we've got a team of guys that kind of like specialize in helping men in that way and breaking the barriers and normalizing the fact that, look, if you're struggling with how you feel, that's totally all right.
What's been your experience of mental ill health within the church, and how do you think churches and individuals could better walk alongside those who are struggling?
Yeah, before I do say anything, I'm going to be very clear. Nothing of what I say is like kind of coming from a critical spirit or like kind of shining a light on certain churches or ministries. Nothing of the kind. Like the churches and the ministries I've been in, the overall banner and the vibe that I have and the heart that I have for those people and those communities is brilliant. Over here we have, Joseph, Elijah, David, Jonah, Job. I didn't even have to think. 5 people in the Bible instantly who we read about their life and the destruction that they go through, and we don't actually sit and realize that they were utterly suicidal. Most of them actually said it. I think all of them said it actually. Probably get a rebuke from someone, but I certainly have, because I relate to them. And what we do is we go on to the next bit, because we want to hear the end and how the blessing comes and how God takes them to overcome. But what we don't appreciate is these are mighty men, and Esther was a mighty woman of God, that she probably felt certain feelings too in that sense. But we hold them in such high esteem, but do we really value and sit and identify that they had mental health battles? We don't banner it that way, because the language has changed over thousands of years. But what hasn't changed is suicide ideation, ultimately, that when it's wanting to die and not be around anymore because it's too much for them.
So how can people connect with Enlighten the Shadows and kind of take that step towards real talk, real men? I love that from your website.
Yeah. Well, we call it that because we don't edit anything. We don't cotton wool it. We say it how it is. And I think that's what men want, and I think that's what men are looking for. And I think particularly in the church, that's what men are looking for, because we don't call it out for what it is. There's men suffering in silence.